Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I hope you're enjoying the weather. We're getting warm. We're hitting 50. Okay, today we're making risotto with shrimp and asparagus. Now, I have some questions about this recipe and the fact that it reads, it wants a half a pound of shrimp. Now, half a pound of shrimp would only be 50 grams of protein, and they're saying this feeds 4 people. If it feeds 4 people, they're going to get less than the daily requirement for the meal. So I'm putting more shrimp in. Now you need 1 pound of asparagus. How much? Well, they want a half a pound. So I'm going to make mine a lot richer than what it is. So if you want, you could put a half a pound in or less, but if you do it the way they want a half a pound of shrimp, they want half a pound of asparagus cut into 1-inch pieces, all right? They also want you to put 6½ cups of cold water on and add a half a teaspoon of salt to it, which we're getting ready to do. I don't know why I want to do it, but they said you better do it, so sometimes when they order me, I will listen. So I'm going to make mine a lot richer, a lot more than what they're requesting, but that's all right. That's me. I normally do that anyway. So if mine looks more than what you have, please understand I'm more or less doubling this recipe because I want to make sure I cover for it. So half a pound of asparagus cut in 1-inch pieces, approximately. See, when I start counting the proteins and stuff, I have to sit there and start adjusting because I know what's needed to cover my family. People could say, you make a lot. Yes, I do. But the thing is if you don't get enough protein in your body, you start wetting yourself. You can't hold your bladder. And you also find yourself more tired. You're not as strong. Your muscles will rob Peter to pay Paul. The heart's important, the brain's important, so your leg muscles aren't. They'll take it from there. They'll take it from your digestive organs, wherever they can find the extra protein if you don't get your protein balanced for the day. This is why women who have children now, which this was not a problem before, which is now, is they wet themselves because they're losing bladder tone. So I have, instead of a half a pound of shrimps, I have a full pound of medium-sized shrimps already peeled and cleaned. And I got a pound of asparagus. Like I said, I'm going to think big. I'm just going to make sure that there's vegetables in this and that there is protein in it. Now, something that's really been bothering me that I don't mention often is that when you buy food, you know there's an expiration date on them, right? You're supposed to keep track of the expiration dates. Well, you know they never tell you the day they can it. Anybody who cans, we need 1 small onion chopped up. How fine do they want it? Let's see. No, it just says dice it up. And people don't think about this. When do they can it? Now, people who can know that they have a time frame, and they'll usually eat their food within the year time, maybe 2 years max, you know, if they don't get it all eaten, which I understand. But you don't know how long they've had theirs canned because they put preservatives in it to last. But anybody who cans knows point blank the highest nutritional value will be in the first year, not the second or the third or the fourth year. So you don't know how long that food's been canned because they put preservatives in it. You know how many nutrients have left the food? Know what you're eating is bulk. That's something people should think about. I'm just chopping chopping my onion up while I talk to you. I'll turn you down, and you can see the stuff that I've chopped and cleaned. You see? I have my shrimp all cleaned here, 1 whole pound of medium. And you know when you cook these things, they're going to shrink down to half their size. So I know that this dish does not cover for protein, so I'm going to make it cover for protein today. It's because I'm almost doubling this whole recipe for my family. Yes. So since I'm doubling it, I better put 2 onions in this, 2 small ones. But remember, what I'm doing is doubling, but I'll read you the recipe. They want 1 small onion, 1/2 pound of asparagus cut 1 inch, and 1/2 pound of shrimp. But like I said, I have a family and we're big eaters, so. Now here is an onion that froze up a bit. So we'll take that frozen part off. This is a very simple recipe that you can make. It's just that I'll talk with you while I chop it up. It's mostly the preparations of getting things. Once you get it all together, you can make a very short video. But if people don't understand the terminology that you're giving them, you're going to have to sit there and show them. I learned through show and tell, and then I came into the kitchen as I learned. I know I'm using a slicer instead of a chopping knife. Okay. All right. I'm also going to be using brown rice instead of white rice to get the B vitamins and everything in it. I added a little bit of bone broth to the water that we're bringing to a boil with the salt. And I'm using my salt mixture. You're going to need 1.5 cups of arborio rice. Arborio rice? Well, I don't know what it is. It's A-R-B-O-R-I-O. It's white rice, but it's so bleached. I know there's no nutrients. But I know it's loaded with sugar. Okay. Okay, I got my rice here. Remember, I'm reading the recipe for you, but I'm doubling it. So it's going to be a little more than what they say. Salt and pepper, all right. need 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a Dutch oven, they said again. Well, see, when I get a recipe that doesn't have enough protein in it, I'll either double it or I'll increase the protein one way or another, but I will get it into my food. Okay, we've got everything ready. Oh, I have to pound black pepper. What am I going to serve with this? I am going to serve a teaspoon, okay. You need a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Asparagus. Okay, they also say you're going to need a teaspoon of salt. Well, I need 2 teaspoons of salt because I'm doubling this. Okay, folks, we have the salt and pepper ready, we have the onion ready, we have the rice ready, we have the asparagus ready, and we have the shrimp ready. As you can see, we're pretty ready, and in the Dutch oven, you've already added your oil to it. So we've got everything that we need. We just have to wait for this water, 6½ cups of water, to come to a boil, and they want a half a teaspoon of salt in it. And then we'll get this going. Now, when you clean shrimp, make sure you do not clean on the underside here. You want to clear out the bowel movements that run along here, then go through here to the back here. This is where you have to clean because this is the bowel movement area on their back. And all right, come on, water. We're ready. We're ready. Oh, it's almost there. I've got to get you over here. Let me see if I can do this. Move it over here. Hold on. So you can see what's really going on here. This is what we're waiting for back here. Let me get you up higher. Level you off to give you more support. That's what we're waiting for, is this to boil. I put some stock in it instead of just boiling the asparagus in water to give it more flavor. Because I want a lot of flavor with my food and not just with seasonings, and I want it to be as nutritious as possible. So this is why I'm swinging this way. Now remember, everything I'm doing is like double the recipe, but I read off everything for you. See, we can't move forward because we're going to use this water to cook the rice in after we cook the asparagus in it. So that's why we have to keep it hot, so when we add it to the rice won't go cold and then have to reheat up. So that's what we're at. So I'll be back as soon as that starts to boil. Okay, it's boiling. Rinse your asparagus. And put it into the boiling water. Oh, mine stopped. We're going to cook it about 3-4 minutes, and that's all. And then we're going to take a slotted spoon and take them out and put them to the side. See, asparagus always cooks quickly, so we have to be aware of it. I'm actually trying one of my English muffins I made yesterday. They're good. I didn't put sugar in them, but if you wish to, you can put in a couple tablespoons of sugar into the English muffins if you wish. Well, after they've cooked for 4 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, take them out. Remember, we're going to use the water, so don't throw the water out. You still need the water. Just put this on simmer. Now you're going to get the oil in your Dutch oven. You're going to heat it up. Every time I light it, I think I'm back in the 1950s. My mother did not like gas. But the apartments and just about everybody had gas and electric, but my mother wanted electric, total electric. just waiting for it to get. We're going to saute the onion. I know it's not hot enough, I'm just going to dump it in anyway. So saute your onion. This is an easy dish. It really is. Once you have everything ready, the hardest thing is just cleaning your shrimp and make sure that you clean them right. But other than that, it's just an ABC moving straight through. I love the way they tell me, serve this immediately. I said, I can't. I'm packing lunches. So they want the onion slightly golden. Yep. But do keep that broth going. Because the next thing we're going to be adding in is going to be the rice. As you see, I also love my Dutch oven. I haven't had them in a long time. But they act like they're cast iron, so I'm enjoying them. At least the cast iron isn't all black. So if you have a friend over and they get hungry or something, this would be a really quick meal that you could make, and you could go into the kitchen and just talk and chat, or if you're just having, you know, two of you. This is more than enough. Smell of the olive oil with the onions. And no, I did not use beef broth this time. I mean, lard this time, because I think it would interfere a great deal with the shrimp. Though I did use bone broth in the water the asparagus cooked in. So how the rice started to brown? That's where you want it. They want you to stir it for 2 minutes because what you're doing is coating the flavor of the onion and the olive oil and getting it started to go into the rice to hold that flavor. Now, because I'm not using white rice, it's going to take mine a little longer to cook than yours, so you'll have to judge for yours, unless you're using brown rice. So we're actually, and basically drying the rice out with the little bit of water that was on it and the oil to coat all of it. Now you're going to use that water to cook your rice in, that you cook the asparagus in. You're not using regular water. You're not wasting the water on this recipe. And what you're going to do is cook your rice now. I said turn it down to like medium. And let it cook. As it dries out and the rice isn't done, add more and just keep adding it until you get to the point where the rice is done, and then we'll move to the next step. All right? Okay, you're going to add your shrimp. And you're going to add your asparagus and start stirring it around until the shrimp is cooked. Oh yeah, it's sticking. It's rice. What can I say? This is pretty much it, except for adding the salt and pepper. Now you see why I did what I did. They want the shrimp to cook. Once the shrimp has cooked, they want you to add salt and pepper and stir it around again, just until it's mixed, and then serve. Well, we're just going to have to wait for it. Okay? So we have to wait for the shrimp to cook. They want us to keep on stirring until the shrimp is cooked. I guess that's to keep it from burning. I need a bowl. You can see the shrimp is cooking. You just want to make sure all your shrimp is cooked. You don't want to serve somebody raw shrimp. Now, remember that salt and pepper I told you saw me put together? They want you to add that now. And stir it around. Yours will probably have white rice, and if you use regular salt, yours will be whiter than mine. I just have to mix it up now. Okay. Put you over here and we'll get it in the bowl. Any of the water left from your asparagus, you can put it in the refrigerator and use it as a stock for something else. I mean, don't waste it. Oh, this is getting heavy. Here it is. This is the dish that we just made. Now you can't say that would not be a nice kind of summer day with a salad. And I'm sure a white wine or a rosé. The ruling is if you have beef or you have a dark meat, you always use the Merlot. White wine usually goes for fish and chicken. The rosé can go more towards what they call the fish, the chicken, and stuff that are of the lighter meat, maybe veal. But veal you can balance from a rosé to a Merlot, just according. But remember, the darker the meat, the darker the wine, the lighter the meat, the lighter the wine in color. Anyway, here it is. I hope you try and enjoy it. I'm already nibbling and I have to wait. Take care and have a great day.